In a sea of voices clamoring for attention, there's a woman who stands apart, untamed by society's rules, unshaken by its noise. She's the Sigma female, a master of her own destiny, wielding strength through independence and clarity through silence. She doesn't follow paths, she forges them, rooted in logic and driven by purpose. Could you be one of her kind? It's not just a title, it's a way of being, revealed in the habits you live by. Join us as we explore the signs that set her apart. Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and step into a world where rare strength shines. Point 1. You crush nonsense with razor-sharp instinct. Step into a room buzzing with empty words, and you feel it instantly. A tidal wave of nonsense crashing against your senses. As a Sigma female, you don't just sidestep this garbage. You shred it to pieces with a mind sharper than a guillotine. You're not here to nod along to brain-dead chatter or fake a smile for the sake of peace. No, you're a hunter, stalking substance in a jungle of fluff, and when you spot stupidity, you pounce. It's not about being rude, it's about being real. Your time's a vault of gold, and you don't let clowns pick the lock. Picture the scene. Someone's droning on, spewing half-baked opinions they stole from a screen, and the crowd's lapping it up like it's gospel. Not you. Your eyes narrow, your instincts flare, and you see through the sham like X-ray vision. Groupthink? That's a disease and you're immune. You don't waste breath debating the deluded or schooling the lazy. You cut the cord and move on. Drama, manipulation, petty whining. You're a brick wall letting it bounce off while you stride past, head high. Zero apologies. This isn't coldness, it's power. You're a storm of focus, electrified by what's worth it. Ideas that ignite, people who provoke thought, challenges that demand your best. The rest? It's static, buzzing in the background, irrelevant. They might call you harsh, but they're just mad you won't dim your shine to match their flicker. When someone brings real heat, intelligence, grit, purpose, you're locked in, a force of respect and fire. But if they're coasting on fumes, they're dust in your rear view. That's the Sigma edge. You don't play the fool's game. You're a queen of clarity, slicing through the chaos with a smirk, leaving the shallow scrambling to keep up. Every second you save is a step toward something bigger, something true. Want to sharpen that blade? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join the ranks of women who don't just survive the noise, they dominate it. Point 2. You spark envy without lifting a finger. Walk through life like a phantom with a crown and watch the air crackle with tension. As a Sigma female, you don't chase the spotlight. You are the spotlight whether you want it or not. You're not loud, you're not pushy, yet somehow you've got people twitching with envy before you even open your mouth. It's not your fault. It's your nature. You glide through the world on your own terms, a living paradox, untouchable, yet magnetic. And it drives the weak-willed absolutely wild. You don't beg for likes or grovel for nods. You just exist, and that's enough to rattle cages. They see you shrug off their petty rules, ditch their cliques, and torch their expectations like it's nothing. You're a one-woman revolution, and they can't handle it. Why? Because you've got what they crave, freedom. You snip toxic threads without a tear, sidestep their traps without a stumble, and keep your cool while they're sweating for approval. They poke at you, sly digs, fake grins, hoping to see you flinch. But you're a statue of steel, staring back with eyes that say, "Try harder." That silence? It's a grenade. You don't need to clap back or prove a thing. Your vibe does the talking. They stew in their resentment, whispering about your attitude, when really they're just mad you don't need their game to win. Your power isn't borrowed from applause or stitched from social threads. It's forged in your bones. Some get it. They tip their hats, quietly awed by your grit. Others? They'll seethe forever, shadows jealous of a flame they'll never touch. You're not here to soothe their egos or play their savior. You're here to rise, relentless and real. That's the Sigma spark. You don't start fights, but you end them by simply being you. They'll never crack your code, and that's their problem. Ready to own that unshakable aura? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and step into a tribe where envy's just fuel for your fire. Point 3. You grind in the dark and stun in the light. While the world's out there flexing for the gram, you're a shadow warrior, hammering away at greatness in a realm no one sees. As a Sigma female, your work ethic isn't just fierce, it's a silent tsunami, building force beneath the surface. You don't need a megaphone or a fan club to validate your hustle. You're too busy carving a legacy out of raw will and relentless drive. The late nights, the quiet victories, the moments you wrestle doubt to the ground, they're yours alone, a secret arsenal no one suspects until it's too late. Others parade every half step, fishing for claps like their life depends on it. You're a vault of ambition, locked tight, stacking wins while they sleep. They think you're coasting, that your edge is some fluke or fairy dust. Let them. They don't see the sweat-soaked hours, the grit that fuels your fire, the way you turn setbacks into stepping stones. You don't moan about the climb. You scale it, teeth gritted, eyes locked on the peak. Excuses, distractions, those are for the faint, and you're a force. Then comes the reveal. You step into the light and the room goes still. How'd she pull that off? Where'd this power come from? They're blindsided, mouths agape, because you've been lapping them in the dark while they posed for pics. Underestimate you? It's their funeral. You thrive on it, letting their doubt be the wind at your back. By the time they clock your game, you're a mile ahead, already plotting the next conquest. Your success isn't a shout. It's a thunderclap, undeniable and earned. That's the Sigma secret. You don't need their cheers to charge forward. You build in silence, strike with precision, and let the results roar. Mediocrity's a cage. You're out there breaking chains. Want to master that unseen grind? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join a crew that turns shadows into empires. Point 4. You keep a low profile, but are highly influential. You're not the one yelling from the rooftops or hogging the mic, but make no mistake. When you move, the world feels the ripple. As a Sigma female, you're a stealth titan, wielding influence like a whisper that topples empires. You don't crave the glare of the spotlight or the buzz of a crowd. You're too busy pulling strings from the sidelines, a chess master in a game no one else knows is being played. Your power isn't loud, it's deep, rooted in actions so sharp they cut through the noise without trying. While others scramble for likes and loud applause, you're a ghost, slipping through the chaos with a smirk. They don't see you coming, they don't have to. You don't flash your moves or beg for props. You let your presence simmer, a slow burn that commands respect without a word. When you speak, it's a lightning strike, brief, brutal, and packed with truth. People lean in, not because you demand it, but because they can't help it. Your words hit like a sledgehammer. Your silence hits harder. They underestimate you, thinking your low-key vibe means you're out of the game. Fools. You're the puppet master, watching, waiting, striking when it counts. Your influence isn't a billboard, it's a tidal wave, crashing in when they least expect it. You don't need to strut or shout. Your results do the talking, leaving them scrambling to catch up. They'll wonder how someone so quiet holds so much sway, how you bend the room without breaking a sweat. That's your edge. You're undeniable, a force they feel long after you're gone. This is the Sigma magic. You don't chase clout. You are clout. You operate in the shadows, building power that echoes louder than any hype. Popularity's a trap. You're after legacy, ready to wield that quiet dominance? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join a league of women who rule without raising their voice. Point 5. You make decisions based on logic, not social pressure. In a world where the crowd sways like reeds in the wind, you stand like a rock, unmoved, unbreakable, unstoppable. As a Sigma female, you don't bend to the whims of the masses or dance to their tune. You call your shots with a mind like a steel trap, guided by cold, hard logic. Trends, expectations, Guilt trips? They're just flies buzzing around your head. Annoying, but irrelevant. You don't care what's hot or what's supposed to be. You dissect every choice, strip it to its bones, and build your path from reason alone. While others stumble over themselves to fit in, you're out here rewriting the rules. Society hands out scripts. Smile here, nod there, follow the herd. But you've already torched the playbook. You ask why, you dig deep, and if it doesn't add up, it's gone. No hesitation, no apologies. People try to box you in, tossing peer pressure like grenades, but you're a fortress. Their tricks bounce off, useless. They can't sway you with tears or shame you with stares. You're locked on what makes sense, not what feels good to them. That unpredictability? It's your superpower. You zig when they zag, choosing what serves you, not the mob. Success or failure, you own it. Every calculated risk, every bold leap. No whining, no blaming the world. You're the architect of your fate, and you build it brick by deliberate brick. They might call you stubborn, but that's just their fear talking. They're chained to the herd. You're free, a lone wolf charting the wild unknown with a compass of clarity. This is the Sigma Code. You don't drift with the current, you carve the river. Conformity's a cage, and you've got the key. They'll never pin you down because you don't play their game. You're a mind in motion, a force of will thriving beyond their reach. Want to master that ironclad resolve? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join a crew that chooses truth over trends every damn time. Point 6. You see feminine expectations as a joke. Society's got this cute little box labeled woman. All ribbons and rules, stuffed with shoulds like be soft, be sweet, be small. As a Sigma female, you look at that box and laugh, then kick it to the curb. You're not here to shrink into someone's dainty fantasy or tiptoe through life in heels that pinch. Those old school scripts, giggle on cue, nod to please, dim your fire, feel like a bad comedy, and you're not playing the punchline. You're a wildfire, not a candle, and you don't care who gets singed by the heat. They want you to soften your edges, to sand down your strength so they can sleep easy. Nope. You're all edges, sharp, unapologetic, and built to cut through the fluff. You don't tweak your voice to sound ladylike or mute your thoughts to keep the peace. If they think you're too much, too loud, too bold, too you, that's their baggage, not yours. You define womanhood on your turf, with every step a rebellion against their playbook. It's not about defiance for kicks. It's about living raw, real, and free. People squirm when you don't bow to the script. They're used to women folding under pressure, chasing approval like it's oxygen. But you breathe independence, exhaling strength they can't bottle. You don't need their permission to be fierce, to take up space, to own your power. They'll call it intimidating, but that's just their lens cracking under your weight. You're not here to be liked, you're here to be undeniable. A force sculpted by your own hands, not theirs. That's the Sigma rebellion. You don't fit molds, you break them. Femininity isn't a leash, it's a crown you wear your way. They'll wait forever for you to play nice, but you're too busy ruling your world. Want to ditch the script and rewrite the game? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join a legion of women who laugh at the box and live beyond it. Point 7. You're obsessed with mastery, not mediocrity. Good enough? That's a death sentence to you. As a Sigma female, you don't dabble or settle. You master. Mediocrity isn't just boring. It's a personal insult, a splinter under your skin you can't ignore. You're wired for excellence, a relentless machine tearing through the average like it's paper. Half measures? Those are for the timid, the ones who shrug and call it a day. You're still up when the clock's begging for mercy, dissecting, perfecting, pushing until it's not just done. It's undeniable. This isn't about flexing for applause. It's about the burn in your gut that demands more. You don't stop at okay. You rip it apart, rebuild it, own it on a level most can't fathom. Skills, goals, even the way you think, it's all fair game for your obsession. You're not competing with the room. You're racing yourself, chasing a version so sharp it cuts through time. Others quit when the shine fades, settling into ruts they call comfort. You thrive in the grind, fueled by the thrill of breaking your own ceiling. They don't get it. They see your intensity and flinch, tossing out relax like it's wisdom. Relax? That's surrender, and you don't wave white flags. You're a craftsman of your life, hammering every detail until it sings. Failure's not a stop sign, it's a map, pointing you to the next level. You don't coast on talent. You forge it, sweat it, bleed it into something they can't touch. That's why you're miles ahead while they're still patting themselves on the back for decent. Point 8. You don't waste energy on small talk. The room's buzzing with chatter. Weather this, gossip that, and you're a silent storm, untouched by the drivel. As a Sigma female, small talk isn't just dull. It's a vampire, sucking time you'll never get back. You don't toss words around like confetti to fill awkward gaps or fake interest to play nice. Your voice is a blade, reserved for what cuts deep, ideas that spark, truths that hit, conversations that move the needle. The rest? It's static, and you're tuned to a higher frequency. While others stumble through, "How's the weekend?" like it's a lifeline, you're comfortable in the quiet. Silence isn't a void to you, it's a canvas, a space to think, to see. They fidget, desperate to plug the hush with fluff, but you're a rock, letting it stretch until something real breaks through. When you speak, it's no dance. It's a strike, direct, raw, no padding. People blink, caught off guard by the weight of your words, some awed, some rattled. You don't care. You're not here to coddle or perform. They might think you're aloof, but that's their lens. They're drowning in shallow waters while you swim deep. You crave substance, not noise. A chat about nothing? You'd rather stare at a wall and map your next move. Your energy's a currency, and you don't spend it on cheap pleasantries or polite lies. If they can't dive into the real, bring insight, challenge your mind, you're checked out, a ghost in the room, already plotting something bigger. That's the Sigma filter. You don't waste breath on the surface. You're a hunter of meaning, saving your shots for what matters. They talk to talk. You speak to shift the world. Silence is your ally, words your weapon, both wielded with precision. Want to ditch the chatter and sharpen your edge? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join a crew that thrives where the shallow fear to tread. Point 9. You prefer complete independence over superficial alliances. You're not the pack animal trailing a crowd for warmth or clout. As a Sigma female, you're a lone comet, blazing your own trail through a sky full of clingy stars. Independence isn't just your preference, it's your oxygen, the pulse in your veins. Superficial alliances? Those are shackles dressed up as friendship, and you'd rather snap them than wear them. You don't need a posse to prop you up or a chorus of yes to feel tall. You stand alone, and that's where your power ignites. Most people clutch at connections like lifelines, terrified of the quiet, trading their freedom for a seat at a shaky table. Not you. You see the strings, expectations, drama, the slow drag of compromise, and you cut them clean. You don't collect people to fill space. If they're in your orbit, they've earned it with depth, not just a smile. Flimsy bonds are quicksand, pulling you down with gossip and neediness. You're a fortress, not a crutch, and you'd rather walk solo than lean on wobbly shoulders. They might misread it, call you distant, arrogant, but they don't get it. You're not hiding. You're thriving, free from the weight of shallow ties. You don't tweak your path to match their pace or beg for loyalty to feel whole. You're whole already, a universe unto yourself, moving with purpose they can't fathom. Alpha's boss, betas follow. You sidestep the game entirely, a rogue wave crashing where you damn well please. Cutting dead weight isn't loss, it's liberation. This is the Sigma core. You don't need a crew to conquer. You're your own king, your own army, wielding strength that doesn't bend for anyone. They'll never tether you, because you're not built to be caught. Want to break free and rule your own wild? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join a league of untamed souls who don't just survive alone, they dominate. Point 10. You can be a ghost for months or even years. One day you're here, the next you're gone. Poof, a phantom slipping through the cracks of their world. As a Sigma female, you don't just step back. You vanish, a shadow melting into the void when it suits you. You're not running or hiding. You're evolving, shedding the noise to sharpen your claws in secret. Most people can't stand the thought of fading from view. They're hooked on the buzz of attention, tethered to constant updates. You thrive in the dark, a lone predator building something unstoppable while they're still texting, "Where you at?" It's not personal. You don't owe them your presence or a play-by-play of your life. When the mission calls, growth, focus, a grind that demands all of you, you go off-grid without a flicker of guilt. They'll take it hard, assuming you're lost or cold, but you're just locked in, forging a version of yourself they won't recognize when you return. Months, years, it doesn't matter. Time's your forge, isolation your hammer, and you're crafting a blade too sharp for their soft hands. When you resurface, it's seismic. No fanfare, no, "Look at me," just a shift they can't ignore. You're stronger, wiser, 10 leaps ahead, and they're scrambling to catch up. They spent their days chasing likes. You spent yours chasing mastery. That gap? It's your trophy, earned in the silence they fear. They'll prod for explanations, craving access you'll never give. You don't explain, you show, letting your glow do the talking. Elevation demands solitude, and you've mastered the art of disappearing to rise. This is the Sigma mystery. You don't need their eyes to shine. You ghost not to fade, but to flare brighter than ever. They'll never pin you down, because you're a force beyond their grasp. Ready to vanish and come back a legend? Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join a tribe that turns absence into power. So here you stand, rare gem, at the edge of a world that doesn't know what to do with you. Being a Sigma female isn't a label you slap on. It's a fire you live, a storm you unleash every day. You've crushed nonsense with a flick of your wrist, sparked envy without a word, and ground out victories in the dark. You've wielded influence from the shadows, chosen logic over the herd, and laughed at the flimsy cage of shoulds. Mastery's your obsession, small talk your enemy, independence your throne. You ghost when you need to, rise like a phoenix, and cut betrayal off like dead weight. This isn't a checklist. It's a battle cry. You're not here to fit in or play small. You're here to rewrite the rules, to carve a path so raw it shakes the earth. They'll call you cold, distant too much, but that's just their fear rattling. You're not difficult. You're disciplined. You're not aloof. You're alive, burning with a purpose they can't touch. You don't need their nods or their noise. You've got your own pulse, a rhythm that drowns out their static. Every step you take is proof. Strength isn't given. It's forged, and you're the blacksmith of your soul. If these traits sing in your blood, don't flinch. Own it. You're not alone. There's a quiet legion out there, moving with the same untamed grace, building worlds while others watch in awe. And if you're not there yet, that's not defeat. It's a dare. Independence grows, power sharpens, and precision comes with every choice you make. The question isn't, are you a Sigma? It's, will you become one? The work's yours, the crown's waiting, and the clock's ticking. This is your call, your uprising. You're not just rare, you're a revolution, a force that bends the universe to your will. Step up, claim it, and never look back. Subscribe to the Sigma Sisterhood channel and join the ranks of women who don't just live. They dominate day by fearless day.